I just wanted to talk about James Ward-Prowse, actually, Jacob, because I know you wrote about this. Glen, what were your thoughts this week? Because away on international duty, excluded from the England matchday squad to face Germany, didn't get any game time while he was away.
Yeah.
It certainly feels like the World Cup is now a bit of a stretch too far, doesn't it? And he needed a good start to the season. He needed to be contributing either some goals or assists, and through possibly no fault of his own, he's not had that, and it's not looking good.
I think he's been undone at club level. I'm not making excuses for him. I think he's been undone at club level by the injury to Romeo Lavia and the fact that it's been a very average player who's been in midfield with him, whoever it's been. So I think that has affected him. That's not a reason why he's hitting the first man every time with his corners. It just seems everything's sort of going wrong. So for the first sort of 60, 70 minutes yesterday, the corner hit the first man every time. And then he started putting up balloons, basically, that were, going beyond the back post, which he doesn't normally do. So he's obviously lost a bit of confidence. The England thing, I think the England game against Italy was so bad. I think in Germany, the Germany game, I think Southgate was probably intending to play Ivan Toney, Ward-Prowse, but the Italy game was so bad that he kind of had to go with more or less a first choice lineup. Because in the build up to the Euros, he had 2 games and he literally played the reserves in the last game. And he probably would have done that again. I see no reason why not. But he had to try and get a result after losing yet again. So, I mean, that's another thing. The treatment of Ivan Toney, it was diabolical to give him the call up and the big build up and then not play him a minute. I'm not surprised that Ward-Prowse was left out of these, didn't get a minute in these games. I don't think it really affects his chances of going to the World Cup because we've got so few options in midfield. Calvin Phillips is highly unlikely to be fit. Jordan Henderson is struggling for both form and fitness. You've only really got Declan Rice in there. Obviously, Bellingham is a nailed-on starter now. But in terms of playing in front of the back four, there aren't many options. So he's still got a decent chance, but it wouldn't surprise me either way. And I do think he's easy to leave out, and that comes down to who he's played for. But you'd be hard pushed at the moment to make a case for him with the form that he's showing. He had a good game against Chelsea, and I think he was decent against Leicester as well. But certainly since Lavia's been injured, he's struggled.
Is it going to test Gareth Southgate's loyalty, Jacob? I mean, arguably he was in the form of his life before the Euros and got left out of that squad. Yeah. So is the World Cup going to be a stretch too far, do you think, at the moment?
Yeah, Gareth Southgate just sees leaving out James Ward-Prowse as an easy decision. Doesn't cause too many headlines, really. Plays for Southampton, and who says Gareth Southgate picks on Mera anyway? He includes Harry Maguire. So really, James Ward-Prowse's club form shouldn't really come into play because it's at this point of the so close to the World Cup, he picks players he can trust, and he clearly doesn't feel James Ward-Prowse, for whatever reason, he can take to a World Cup. I don't quite understand it. Even if he's been, he's been below par this season, I think he'd be such an asset. But I do feel it comes back to what is happening in his career at Southampton. I know people don't want to say it, but he's 27 years old. The time's ticking, and I think if he doesn't go to the World Cup, I think there will be serious discussions about his future even in January, but more likely in the summer, because something has to give. And I'm sure him working so hard to put in all this dedication in to push for that World Cup and to see everything kind of failing around him at club level, it's probably going to spark a few questions.
Well, 2 direct free kicks at the Etihad on Saturday afternoon would probably be just what the doctor ordered, really. So we'll keep our fingers crossed for that.